Well. Dr. Gwen in the house. I'm just, you know what? I'm trying to think. I was trying to think how long we've known of each other because I don't think we've never done work together that I can think of. I know I've messaged you. I think one time I messaged you because we were doing some kind of raising some money for a lady who had her apartments burned down. I think you gave some money, and I think you also gave some insight on some things. But I don't think we've ever been had a whole conversation with each other.
Not for real. I think, when you were younger, I know you used to do. How do you feel that being that it's coming out, like a new movie is coming out?
You know, me and my fiance, we went to go see it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, and she likes Michael Jackson, but she don't know Michael Jackson like I know Michael Jackson. You know what I mean? So it was good. I will say this, though. There were a lot of things that were missing from the show. I mean, from the movie. But Javar did such an amazing job.
The nephew.
He did. They said he did. Chef's kiss. He did. Have you seen it?
I have not.
Oh man! Well, by the time this comes out, it already came out, and so go see it
this weekend. Yeah,
please go see it. But you remember me from those days.
I remember you from those days, and I think you did maybe come to some of our events when you were younger. Yeah, because and I think maybe it has to been about 15 years.
Yeah. It's been a long time. It's been a long time.
Yes.
And I brought you on today because I am a business owner. So I own a production company. And I know a lot of people who own or want to own a business.
Got you.
And you being this entrepreneur that you are, serial entrepreneur, and I know you have your hand in a lot of things that people may not even know about. I know that your advice today will help. I know that your insight on business today, when somebody listens to it, it will change them. I believe it. Okay. Tell me this. What's your favorite car?
My favorite car?
Your favorite car.
Oh my God. I guess I'm gonna say a Range Rover because I drive a Range Rover.
Okay. That's your favorite car.
No, my favorite car, I guess my dream car, and I probably could have got it. I'm just not gonna spend that kind of money. But I always wanted a pink Bentley.
Pink Bentley. Okay. Well, you could probably get one. You could definitely get one then.
Yes.
Let's say that me and you are in this pink Bentley. Okay. You're driving though.
Okay.
Because I ain't gonna drive your car.
Okay.
Especially no Bentley. I can't afford no Bentley right now. And we're driving down the city and road that you grew up in. Because I want to get the people a little bit of who you are before we jump into business.
I like that.
Take me down that road, and cause now you're in a Bentley now, so you the woman now. You're the big shot down the street. Okay, take me what it was like to be you as a child.
Oh my God! So as a child, I feel like I had an outgoing personality, but I was also timid. So I had both. I always had a lot of insecurities as a child because I stand up on 4'8". So just imagine me being a child. I was itty bitty, and I always was really, 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 really little. And so I think I was very insecure.
Really?
I know I was insecure, but I still had like an outgoing boss spirit. I always been a child that had a smart mouth. I always wanted to be in control, but I still had a timid, shy spirit.
And so you said boss energy. You always had this boss energy. What do you mean? Give me the characteristics, or give me an example where you knew you had some boss energy as a child.
Because I always will lead something. Lead in a game, lead in whatever.
You always was a leader.
Yeah, whatever activities we did. I always was a leader. And I was always competitive.
And where did you get that from? Who taught you how to do that?
I don't know.
You just, I've always been that way.
I've always been that way.
Really? Only child?
No. I have an older sister and a younger brother. But my brother he didn't grow up with us. He's like 15 years younger than me. So,
Okay.
but I do have a baby brother.
Okay. And so childhood was good, needless to say.
It was okay.
Okay. And what was your like your favorite thing to do as a child?
As a child, I don't think I had nothing favorite I like to do.
Really?
Really, honestly, I don't think it's nothing that dance. I used to love to dance.
Okay. And were you on the dance team in school or?
I was a cheerleader in high school.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, did you like want to pursue dancing or go to college doing cheerleading?
Now that's funny that you asked that, because this is like one of those things people don't know about me.
Okay.
So one of my things, and one of my things that I wanted to do after I graduated was be a stripper.
Really?
Yes. I always wanted to be a stripper.
Okay.
I just felt like I was just too little, so I never pursued it.
So you never pursued it. Okay,
But
man.
I did love, like, I think as a child and even going into my early adulthood, dancing did give me a sense of joy.
It did.
Yes.
Okay. And so as you got older, I'm just trying to go through the timeline of you, because I want people to know who you are, but I want them to know the character of you too. Because I've always known, and people have talked to me about you, that you've always had this big heart, and you've always had this giving spirit about you. And so I think that's what I want most people to understand as they hear us talk today, is that you're an entrepreneur and you do very well in business, but you also have this heart about you that is so rare and so big.
Oh, wow.
And I just wonder like where that comes from. Did you see somebody in your childhood who you want to implement or be like, or like who have you always had this big heart?
I just don't. I think it's the gift that I got. I think it's something that God blessed me with. I think it's the thing that aligns with what my purpose is on earth. And I think you have to understand that, about yourself. I didn't think so before, but I want to probably say with my mom, because my mom might didn't have the means that I have to give the way I give, but I feel like a part of her, if she had what I had,
she would
have been that person.
Yeah.
And maybe it's something maybe she prayed about silently that I'm not aware of. That is the reason why that I'm the way I am, because I know growing up, I've heard her say many times, like, you do just how I would like to have done, or whatever. And so I'm thinking maybe that, but also it's in alignment with my purpose and my vision.
Right.
And I always been taught that, or felt like, if God blesses you, that how dare you not bless others.
Right. I think at the core of entrepreneurship, you need to have a heart like that, because a lot of people go into business, then they're going to make a whole bunch of money, and then they do make a whole bunch of money and don't do nothing with it, and then they're sad. They're sad.
Right. And but I think you can be sad with either, honestly. Okay. But I also think that as entrepreneurs, we have to understand that it takes a lot of money just to be an entrepreneur. It don't even matter if you're making a lot. You can make a lot. You can be blessed with, you know what I'm saying, be a profitable business. But the dollar amount that it takes for you to spend to be profitable is an important thing that people need to realize. Like, you ain't just making money. It takes a lot of money
to make money.
That money.
Right. So how long have you been in business?
I've been in business 20 years
20
in
years.
September.
And the highest amount that you've made in business, if you can say, is what?
Over $1 million in a year.
Okay. And that's with multiple companies,
Just
or
one company?
Just one company. And what kind of business do you own now?
I own a tax company.
A tax company.
And that's the company I've had for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, like, I've been in business for 20 years, but when you talk about, the overall generation of revenue, like, my business have made 8
Sure.
figures, over the 20 years.
Sure. And how did that start? You just woke up one morning and said, I think I want to do taxes.
No.
How did that happen? Tell me.
So, when I was younger, I worked in a manufacturing company where I built refrigerators.
Okay. Oh, that's another thing I didn't know.
Yes. So where I built refrigerators, I worked there for 8.5 years.
Okay.
If anybody know about manufacturing and working with a factory, a lot of times you're making the money from overtime. And so this particular factory, we worked overtime like crazy. Like it was nothing like it's unheard of the type of hours we worked.
Right.
And but if you also ever worked in a factory, you would know that every factory has a season where you're not working that overtime. So for me, I seen a pattern for years where we'll work overtime pretty much the whole year, but when we get into the beginning of the year, we will be on like 32 hours. And I mentally got used to making a certain dollar amount, and I never been scared to work. So I decided, let me find me a part-time job. And I chose to do taxes because for whatever reason, I always had an interest in it. And I didn't start with a company like H&R Block or anything like that where you work hourly. I started with a company that paid commission. And at that time, I didn't know anything about how commission worked. So when I started with them, and then they were saying paying a commission, I was like, okay. But then I took the class. I was like, oh, I think I really like this. And I knew before I even opened up my business, I had predicted before I had even did one tax return that in 2 years that I would open up my own business. And in exactly 2 years, I opened up my business.
And that was here in Columbus?
Yes.
Because you're from Columbus.
I'm born and raised.
And you went to school where?
Carver High.
Come on, Carver Tiger. Come on. Who would have known that a Spencer and a Carver Tiger would be in the same room? Okay, so what's one thing about entrepreneurship that you thought going into it, and then after, now that you're in it, what's actually the truth about entrepreneurship?
That you work more as an entrepreneur than you do on a regular job.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, now explain that for the people who are new to entrepreneurship.
Okay, so if you work a regular job, even though when people go into entrepreneurship, because we think about freedom, but freedom doesn't necessarily means that you don't work and you work when you want to. In order to eat, you got to go hunt. And depends on where you are in your life and what your financial situation is, you might have to hunt a lot. And so I might go to a job from 9 to 5, but I might have to wake up as an entrepreneur and work from 9 to 9 or 9 to 12 or, 7 days for the week, you know. And a lot of times when you work as an entrepreneur, some days you don't get paid, and sometimes you don't know when you're going to get paid. So that's the part I think when people just jump into entrepreneur, that's the part they don't think about, that you might not know when you're getting paid.
Right. And I would think about it based on your expenses, you got to keep making that kind of money.
Over and over. Because it's not predictable income. It'll never be predictable income. You can get a contract with someone and then they don't have the funds anymore and they might have to end your contract. So there's entrepreneurship, and the revenue is always unpredictable.
Okay, so Dr. Gwen, and what's your doctor degree in?
I'm an honorary. I have an honorary doctor.
Come on, you're honorary. Dr. Gwen, okay, so tell me, what's the mindset shift in saying that needs to happen for entrepreneurs when they are starting their business? Because what you just said was so profound. It was profound for many reasons. Because people assume that entrepreneurship is like freedom. And it is in a sense, but it's not for working. So what's the mindset shift people need to have when it comes to being an entrepreneur that they don't have?
You have to have the mindset of doing.
Mm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have the mindset of always being in execution.
Mm.
You know, why? Because when you're an entrepreneur, you have to decide what your day is gonna look like. You don't have anyone guiding you or directing you
Right.
to get what you need to get done.
Right. Or come to work on time.
Yeah, so that you can eat. You don't have that.
Mm. Money is another big thing for entrepreneurs too. Is getting money, keeping money, maintaining money, being good stewards of the money. As someone who has dealt with a lot of money, what's something you had to unlearn when you first started your journey in entrepreneurship about money?
I don't even want to say it was anything that I had to unlearn. It was something that I had to learn, and that was to be able to manage money. Because it's one thing, one type of skill for you to make money. It's another type of skill in order for you to keep the money.
Okay, now tell me the skills. Give me the cheat codes.
Okay, so to make money, one, you got to know your audience, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got to know what your product and service is and understand it to a point of, is it a product and service that really solves a problem that somebody is willing to pay for?
That makes sense.
Because a lot of times we go into business just thinking, oh, I make something, let me go into business and sell it. But we're not looking at is what we're selling. Okay, what problem is that solving? Why would somebody want to buy it? Because we don't understand why someone would want to buy it or pay for our service, then that's the part that people don't get to why it's hard for them to generate money in their business.
Right. I see what you mean.
All right. And then when you talk about managing money, it's about, again, it takes money to make money, right? And like for me, it was a hard thing because I never had another job. I'm a full-time entrepreneur, and it's a difference between a full-time entrepreneur and someone who's a part-time entrepreneur or have a side hustle.
There is a difference.
Right? And I didn't have a backup plan. I didn't have no husband. I didn't have nothing but me and God. And so at the end of the day, the money that you're bringing in, you got to be able to manage how to pay your business expenses and how to pay yourself enough to take care of your personal expenses. And you got to figure out how to generate enough revenue to do both.
So what I hear you saying is that you need to understand what you're getting into.
Yes.
Before you get into it. That's what that sounds like.
Yes.
You need to understand what you're getting into before you get into it.
Absolutely.
It's not all that it cracks up to be, but it is worth it.
It's definitely worth it.
At the end. And why? Why is it worth it?
It's worth it because it goes into, it is a sense of freedom. So for example, my mom just had a heart attack. And if I didn't have my own business, I wouldn't been able to maneuver the things that I had to face and being able to be there for her the way I needed to be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And still maintain
the business. Right.
Maintain the business and be able to feed myself and generate revenue.
Right.
So I had that freedom to say, okay, I'm not going to work today. I'm going to sit in the hospital with my mom.
Right.
You don't have that, a whole lot of those options when you're on a 9 to 5.
Right.
So you do have a sense of freedom, and then you have a decision. Like, you do got to hunt every day to make revenue, but then you have a choice to say, okay, I'm not going to work today versus I'm going to have to make that up down the road.
Exactly. Well, let's talk about taxes because you're the tax queen now. Okay, so let's talk about taxes. What's the biggest misconception people or new entrepreneurs have about taxes?
They think that all the money they spend buying things for their business, that when tax time comes, that they're going to get that money back.
Mm. Like tax write-off? Is that what you
Yeah,
mean?
because they are that's exactly what they are. They're tax write-offs. They're not anything that's gonna necessarily put money back in your pocket.
So describe. What do you mean? What do you mean?
Okay, so a tax write-off and an expense is what it does is it reduces your taxable income.
Okay.
So if you make income, say you make 50,000, and say you have $10,000 worth of expenses, you can write off all that $10,000 worth of expenses, but you're not getting that $10,000 in your pocket.
Right.
Okay,
But it's decreasing.
but it decreases the amount that your tax bill possibly going to be.
Okay. Okay. And why do you think that's such a big issue for people? Why do you think
I think
mentally? Why do you think
I think that misinformation that people put out in the world, because a lot of times people say, "Oh, if you have a business, that's a big tax write-off."
Yeah.
It can be in some instances, but if you are a profitable business, you're gonna have to pay taxes.
Absolutely. 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 Especially if you're making a lot of money.
Right. If you're profitable, you know.
What's the cap? So in my mind, it's how you correct me if I'm wrong. Someone starts a business and they are legal in the city and they have to pay taxes. In my mind, this is how I think it works. Is that whatever, so until you make a certain amount, then you pay, well, you do your taxes, of course, but until you make a big amount, then you start paying them big money. Does that make sense? How does that work?
You know, if you make $600 profit, you supposed to report taxes, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And what people don't know about self-employment, not self-employment, what taxes for small business owners is this. When you're a small business owner, you're responsible for a higher dollar amount in taxes, but it's also determined based off how you have set your business up to be taxed based off of your business structure.
Okay.
So that plays a part as well. Now, say for instance, you have someone who work a job. We have 4 taxes that are taken out. You have federal, Social Security, Medicare, and state.
Right.
Now, a part of your Social Security and your Medicare taxes, your employer pays that portion for you.
Okay.
And then the other portion you pay, you're responsible for.
Mm-hmm.
As an entrepreneur, a small business owner, depends on how much your profit is. You are well, not it don't even depends on how much your profit is. If you have a profit, you're still responsible for those 4 taxes. The federal tax could be rolled off because you might not have a tax liability.
Right.
But just like on your jobs, you can't adjust your Social Security and Medicare taxes. It's the same thing when you file your taxes. You are responsible to pay Social Security and Medicare taxes. And because you're a small business owner, you're responsible for the total amount, which is 15.3%, I believe. Whereas someone who works a job, they're only responsible for 7 point something.
So how much is that roughly? Like, give me a rough estimate of how much a small business owner would probably make. I know that's probably a big question, but because you would have to know what their income.
That's a loaded question.
Yeah.
If, say, for instance, you have a small business owner who possibly, say they made 50,000 or whatever.
A year,
right? In profit. Because we got to also understand the difference.
Yeah.
Someone might make 50,000 gross revenue in their business, but then they might have their business expenses that they're now going to write off. You might have $25,000 in business expenses. You're not going to be taxed on the 50,000. You're going to be taxed on the 25,000. And what your business is showing as far as revenue wise is profit is the 25,000. It's not the 50,000. That's what you gross. So, like if you go buy a house or you showing somebody your tax return, they're not looking at that 50,000 that you made. They're only looking at that 25. Now, say somebody did make a $50,000 net profit and they have not paid any taxes quarterly through the year, because as small business owners, we should be paying quarterly taxes.
Right.
They're roughly going to end up paying somewhere between $6,000 to $7,000 in taxes on that $50,000 profit.
So at what point do business owners need to start being serious about bookkeeping and financial issues in their business?
From the day they start doing business, honestly.
Okay. And why you say that? What do you?
Because as a business owner, and this is something that we're really never taught, like how can you grow and scale a business or have goals for your business financially if you don't even know what your numbers are? You might go in business and you might have a business loss the first year or two, but you don't even really understand how much money you're actually spending out in that business to know how much you need to get out
make.
the hole. You know?
Yeah.
So as a business owner, we try to wait like, okay, well, I'm not really making no money. I don't really care. But honestly, we should be tracking our numbers regardless.
And give me an example of tracking your numbers. You should keep receipts. You should keep what?
Keep receipts. You should
From the day you get the license or the day you start like
what people don't know is legally you're supposed to have a business license.
Amen.
Right.
Cause amen. I hope you ain't doing it illegally.
Yeah, legally you're supposed to have a business license.
Right.
But for the IRS purposes, the IRS says that if you engage in any activities selling a product or a service,
yep,
you know, for a profit motive, you are supposed to report that income.
And some people don't though. They cheat the folks.
We cheat the system. You know what I'm saying?
And there's no benefit of cheating the system.
There's definitely no benefit of cheating the system.
Okay.
But ultimately, you should, you know, always
keep.
You know, like receipts.
Okay, yeah, receipts.
You shouldn't commingle your funds.
You shouldn't what now?
Commingle your funds.
What's that mean?
Which means you shouldn't have
personal and business
together.
Okay.
You know, if you're gonna start a business, you want to have a separate business account and personal account, and you want to try to keep like all the stuff that you do for your business, especially your expenses, from your business account.
Okay.
Because even if you're not keeping up with them, at least you can go back and you can have somebody to be able to reconcile it.
Right. Okay, and so what else? Those are the most important things, or what else you need to keep in contact with?
Mileage, you know, if you are in a profession that you utilize a lot of miles, like, you know, a lot of gig economy workers,
right? You
can get an app to keep up with your mileage. It's so many different things, but the most important thing is keeping up with your receipts and separating your business and your personal account, so that the funds aren't commingled, so you can know what is business income and expenses.
That's so good. What's working right now in business and what's not working based on how long you've been in business and what you've seen this new generation of entrepreneurs?
Shoot. What's not working is people thinking that they don't have to be visible.
What does that mean? Oh, you mean like marketing and stuff like that? Okay.
That's not working, which is why you see a lot of big businesses fail. And a lot of big businesses going out of business.
Because the lack of marketing.
Because the lack of marketing. And because they didn't want to transition to the times that we are in now. Because back in the days, you didn't have to show yourself.
Right.
You know, nobody didn't have to know you own a company.
Right.
You did not have to be visible.
But
to
now,
a certain extent. Like, you had to do some type of marketing, but now it's very important for people to know, in a lot of cases,
know who you are. Because it's more, I think it's more about about relationship.
Trust.
Yeah, it's more about relationship.
Trust. But not only that, it's important now with the fact that AI is becoming so large.
It's becoming so massive and real.
Right. So it's becoming so large. And because you can pretty much do anything with AI and be anybody with AI, it's going to be important for you to show who you are, so that
they know. They know it's real.
Right.
What's the biggest financial decision you made that changed your whole company?
Hiring my team.
Okay. And how many team do you have? How many?
I have 2 full-time people and a VA.
And all that they do, what do they do?
I have a personal assistant.
Okay.
And she does all my admin work for all my businesses.
Okay.
And then I have a and that's my sister. She's like my COO, if you want to kind of look at it that way. So
I think I know. I think I know your sister.
So she's the executive part of my business.
Okay.
So some of the executive management things that I would do, I give to her, and I put myself in a position to where I'm more of a visionary, CEO trying to run the business, where I'm winging myself from the everyday. That's a hard transition, but
is it hard for you personally, or is it hard just in general?
It's hard for me general.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? Because I am the face of my business,
right?
For the most part, and it's hard to let go. But in order for you to scale to a certain level in your business, you're going to have to delegate, and you're going to have to, you know what I'm saying, have a team.
At what point should a business start doing that?
When they feel like they can't do it on their own no more. You know what I'm saying? Or to the point they can afford it. But I will advise anybody to, before you even get to that part, as you're building and you're in your business, identify the type of roles that you do need to replace yourself with, and what are those productive tasks that is going to be income producing. Because a lot of times we're hiring, but we're not hiring for people that can bring in money to our business.
Right.
And I think that's one mistake that I did make.
And you did not hire.
I hired mostly admin.
Got it. And not people who
are income producing.
Got it. That's so big. I really hope somebody heard that. That's so big. Family, you say your sister works with you. How is that? Like, and how, you know, people say don't do business with family. So how is that?
So I do, my whole business is surrounded around family, because I have 2 full-time. Well, really, I forgot I got 3. 3 and 3.5. Okay. But I also have contractors that work with my business. Plus, I have people that work with me seasonal every year.
Okay.
So I work with a lot of different staff. Plus, I have a VA. So I have a virtual assistant as well. Okay. From overseas.
Okay.
So working with family, getting back to it's a curse and a blessing.
Yeah.
It's literally a curse and a blessing.
And what do you mean by that? Is it like a different level of trust? Because I would think I would trust my family.
Right. The trust thing. So you have people, and everybody family ain't like this. So someone's going to talk about my beautiful sister, my beautiful best friend.
Right.
You know, them. Right. I have people in my business I can trust.
Right.
I have people in my business that are loyal.
Right.
I have people in my business that follow my vision, understand the vision that we're trying to build, and we build it together. And it's nothing like building legacy with your family.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's good.
That's another type of feeling.
That's good.
The bad part about it is that we're together so much.
You argue?
You know what I'm saying? Like, we argue like to death. And it'd be so hard.
I can only imagine.
Yeah, it'd be so hard to figure out, like, well, my sister, she don't know if she my sister
or your mama.
or she my employee. She don't know what day she is. And in some cases, she don't know if she my part. She don't know what role she in.
Yeah.
And so a lot of times, everybody's feelings, our feelings get involved a lot emotionally.
Yeah.
And that can deter distractions from
the business.
And
so they've been together with you for 20 years?
My sister literally has been with me for 20 years.
Right, but your friend, your best friend?
My best friend, she's been with me for 18 years.
Okay. So doing business with family is okay, but just make sure y'all can...
Everybody family, I think those 2 are unique.
Got it.
I'm not going to even say, like, it's going to work for everybody.
Yeah, it's special. It's special, though.
Yeah.
At what point should an entrepreneur, or maybe how should an entrepreneur think about paying themselves when they start making money that they can do that with? Like, how should they do that?
So if you're going to pay yourself, it's 2 components to this. So a lot of times with business owners, a lot of them are LLCs, sole proprietors. They have not elected to be selected as S-Corps. So you have to pay yourself.
And S-Corp is being licensed. What do you mean by S-Corp? I just want to make sure.
S-Corp is a taxation.
Okay. Occupation tax? Is that what you mean?
No, it's a taxation
as
far as federal taxes,
Okay.
right? But it's a taxation where you are separating yourself from your business,
Okay. Okay. Okay.
right? In a lot of cases, most small business owners, a lot of them, they're looked at as an individual in their business when they
Okay.
file in their business because their business is reported on their individual taxes.
Yep, that makes sense. Okay.
Right. So with those types of people, they have to pay themselves based off of owner's draw, meaning there's no set salary. You just have to
Whatever you make.
allocate whatever you want to pay yourself by transferring from your business account to your personal account.
That
But
don't feel right though. It don't feel right.
that's how it goes.
Okay.
Yeah, right. But you have to, because you can't take payroll taxes from yourself
Okay.
unless you separate your business and yourself individually.
Got it.
So what has to happen is to determine how much you want to pay yourself is going to depend on how much money you are bringing in. That's why if you don't have a backup plan, you don't have a second income, it's not always the best thing to just go into entrepreneurship as
Sure.
a full-time entrepreneur.
Sure.
You want to have like something as backup because a lot of times when you first starting, most of your money needs to go back
To the company,
business.
right? So whatever you make, it needs to go into marketing. It needs to go into all that.
But a lot of people make it and then they utilize it, and that's why they can't grow.
That was so good. That was good. And then they try to make it the same amount next year, and because they didn't grow the year before, they can't. They can't. We keep doing it.
And I've been in that position, and it's something that you have to be taught because you thinking you making this money and you think you can just take the money and go spend it because I'll make some money. You're not realizing that that's gonna run out, and if you're not investing into
the company,
how to double and multiply that money, then you're gonna get stuck.
And tell me, besides marketing, what are some other ways that a young entrepreneur, because young not meaning age and meaning new, a young entrepreneur should invest their money? And besides marketing, because that's really a big thing, what's ways that they should invest their money when they make it?
Education.
Okay.
You gotta always be learning.
Yeah, because I always see you at some conference.
Baby, I do that as a full-time part of my job.
I always see you at a conference.
You gotta continue to learn. Because if you don't learn, how can you grow? And these are things that we're not taught. We just think, okay, we got a skill that we don't have to enhance that skill.
Yeah, and so what is success? What is growth behind the scenes that the people don't talk about? Is it that going constantly learning or
constantly learning? Yeah, constantly learning. I think that's the big one.
And what else? And give me some other ones for the young entrepreneurs that are listening.
What are some things that? Ask the question again.
What is growth behind the scenes that people don't see and they don't talk about?
Learning how to take accountability.
Okay, and what do you mean by that?
Because a lot of times we have things that happen in our business and we'll point the finger at everybody instead of taking accountability of what we didn't do. Right? And if you're not taking accountability
as the owner,
how can you learn from that mistake to grow?
Yeah, that makes sense. Was there a moment where you had to take accountability or you wanted to quit in some ways? And if so, what draw you back? What brought you back to, no, I can do this. This is
the only thing that ever brings me back when it comes to the business when I want to quit, and I be want to quit just about every other day.
Really?
Still to the day.
Really?
Still to the
After
day.
20
years later, I still be wanting to quit every other day.
I understand that.
Okay.
I understand that.
And for me, it's God. You know, I'm not even son of front. Like, if it was not for God and my relationship with Him, I would have been gave this up. You know what I'm saying? So He gives me the strength when I'm weak.
Yeah.
You know, He give me the directions when I'm lost.
Yeah.
He give me the contacts, the relationships when I no longer want to build them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He give me the resources, you know, when my account is low. So that's the thing that makes me like really get up and go when I feel like I
Is
can't do this no more.
yeah.
And then as far as like what is something that I kind of had to really take accountability for when it comes to myself in my business that I feel like I was failing at,
Mm,
and that is delegation, because I feel like I always had to be in control.
got it.
And then the other thing is the accountability of how to be a better leader.
Mm,
Because as a leader, sometimes we assume that people are going to be just like us.
they're not.
Right.
They're not.
And so you have to evaluate the people that are around you, and you have to take a moment and be able to direct them.
Yeah, yeah, and be okay with it. And
Yes.
be okay with it. Speaking of leadership, in terms of what it looks like to be a leader, what advice can you give to entrepreneurs who don't really understand the grip of leadership? They don't. They don't. They don't like. They just say they can hire somebody and then they do what they're going to do, or they can do this and do that. But you have to be a strong leader to even lead other people.
Right.
Give some more insight on that, because I think that's really important.
So as a leader, again, the most important part I always think is, of course, the accountability, the
Right,
component.
accountability. Yeah,
That's definitely that you have to be willing to take accountability.
yeah,
Number two, you have to be able to listen. That got to be a skill that you take on and really master.
yeah, and not just here to be heard, but actually here to learn.
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? You have to listen. You got to lead by example.
Mm, mm,
You can't expect for anybody to do anything you're not willing to do.
mm, mm. Yeah, no, that's really important, because I know some people right now who they're just in it just to be in it. They don't like, they get a good check and then they living like they retired.
That's the
Yeah.
majority.
You know what I'm saying? And I think it's because they're not doing what they're called to do. They're doing they're doing what makes money, but not what they're called to do. Because then it almost feels like work, but it almost feels like you don't have no bounce back. There's no encouragement to come back to it. You know what I mean? That makes sense.
It do, but I think a lot of times we are always told like do your purpose or follow your purpose
Yeah.
or follow what you're called to do. In
Mm-hmm.
some cases, some people just need to be in business to make money because everybody don't know they calling,
Sure.
right?
Sure.
But if that's what you're in business to do, then again, you have to be a good person, a good steward over that business and learn several skills.
Skills.
You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? To be able to manage and lead and
Yeah, I
scale
understand.
whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
It can be about business. It don't have to be your calling.
Right.
But you have to be a good steward over whatever you're doing.
Yeah, and that's the biggest mistake you think some people make too.
Yes.
Mm. Let's say that you are let's say there's this big room, and it's empty, and it's got two chairs in it, and in one of these chairs is the younger you, and she is waiting on the now you to enter this room to give her advice. This is before the business, probably before you were a cheerleader. What are you walking into that room and telling the younger you?
You are good enough.
Mm.
Like the, I always like everybody always ask that question, and I think for the younger me, because it shows up a lot in the older me, right? Is that you are good enough, and you don't have to prove nothing to nobody
Yeah.
but God.
Mm.
You know.
Mm. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That was good. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
I hope that that people learn something. I hope that if they didn't learn anything, then they can reach you and talk to you. So tell the people how they can reach you, and especially if they want you to do their taxes. How could they do that?
Okay, so you can reach me on all social media outlets, all platforms at Gwinnetta Wright. Every single platform, Gwinnetta Wright. And then if you're trying to find me when it comes to taxes, you can follow every platform, Expert Tax Service. And we're not spelled with the E, we're spelled with the X. So it's XPERT. And on every platform, it's Expert Tax Service.
Well, this has been so fun. I can't wait. You have to come back.
I will.
You have to come back
Anytime.
and talk about your other life and what you do outside of business. So thank you again, Dr.
Thank
Gwinnett.
you for having me.
Mm-hmm.
Brought to you by MSW Productions.